Hey, how's it going everyone? It is Only here. Welcome back to another video, of course, as always. Today has been quite a morning. Lots of news has come out, which has been kind of the opposite of what the past few weeks has been, bar the occasional day. Yeah, a lot of stuff from PlayStation, a lot of just exciting news in general. Let's go over it all. And it looks like we're also getting the return of State of Play, which is insane. The first one I do want to talk about is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. This was probably the biggest announcement. Vicarious Visions, the developers on the Crash Insane trilogy that came out 3 years ago, crazy it's already been 3 years, are now developing a remake pretty much for the first two Tony Hawk Pro Skaters that were on the original PlayStation. I know these games are kind of talked about as like one of the best, in their genre, probably the best in our genre. The games are just like fundamentally in a lot of people's hearts, since they were a child. So really, really cool to see. I mean, we're pretty much getting a lot of PlayStation 1 games now, like Final Fantasy VII, Crash, Resident Evil 2, and stuff. We've got a lot of great games now getting remade, and this one looks really good. They actually had quite a good interview where they talked about some of the features, showed off quite a bit of gameplay. The game's coming out rather soon, early September, so this is going to be definitely one of those games that kind of fills the void going into next generation, which is really cool to see. There's one of those games that kind of comes out of nowhere. Some details is it's going to have like a Creative Parks kind of, online component where you can make your own tracks and maps and kind of share that online, which is really cool. And they are, aiming for a faithful kind of remake. It isn't going to be something that's like radically different. There is an online component, which is nice to see. You kind of expect that, with these kind of games. So thankfully this remake will bring over some online components. And yeah, the soundtrack is coming back, everything else. It's really cool to see. I can't wait to play it. It's only like less than 4 months, which is a really quick announcement to turn around, so you love to see it. The next one I do want to talk about that's kind of like a quick story is Iron Man VR now. If you don't remember, a few weeks ago, I think a little over 2 weeks ago, we got the announcement that both Last of Us and, Ghost of Tsushima would be coming out this summer, June and July respectively, and people were wondering where the hell is Iron Man VR, because that game was also kind of pushed back alongside The Last of Us. So we got an update on that. Turns out it's actually kind of be squished in between Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima. It's coming out July 3rd. Literally that 4th of July weekend, which is kind of odd to see. Sony's really banking on the summer, which I think is completely smart considering everything going on with the world and a lot of people are home still. Definitely with all these entertainment, other industries, I guess, like movies and TV shows being delayed. I think it's very smart that Sony's capitalizing on that, and you never see really this big of a summer, so yeah, that's exciting to see, of course, as always. I think they said that we're going to get some more details in the weeks to come, of course, as the game gets closer and closer to launch. So yeah, the big one that I do want to talk about is State of Play is coming back from the dead. The State of Play will be this Thursday at 1 p.m., so just a little over 2 days away. A State of Play hasn't been around since I think the one where they revealed Resident Evil 3 back in it must have been like December last year. That was a pretty cool one. They also announced like the Dreams release date last year in that one as well. Yeah, it's been something that we haven't really seen yet in 2020. We've only gotten really small articles at PS5 so far from Sony. Yeah, it's coming back with Ghost of Tsushima. They talked about it in the PlayStation blog post. It was talking about how they're making the final finishing touches on the edit, and it's looking like it's around 18 minutes long, which is really exciting. I can't wait, honestly. Like 18 minutes of gameplay is supposedly what this thing is going to be. I think that's been the main thing that people wanted to see is more gameplay, considering this game is coming out in 2 weeks, and we're going to get a ton of it, and I just can't wait. So yeah, a lot of these current gen announcements, which is really cool. A lot of people are really looking forward to possibly, PlayStation 5 news. I knew that they needed to give a release date for Iron Man VR, and then obviously you can't deny that Ghost of Tsushima is coming out here soon. So, speaking of, I'm not even done with PlayStation announcements. They did announce this new kind of branding they're going to be doing for the worldwide studios. Pretty much every game that's kind of under the Sony umbrella with their studios is going to be getting this new PlayStation Worldwide Studios. Well, I guess PlayStation Studios branding. I'll show the logo right here. This is going to be pretty much in all the PS5 marketing going forward. They said it won't be on Ghost of Tsushima, Iron Man VR, or Last of Us Part 2, but going forward it's going to be on like the box art and on the disc. Pretty much this is for pretty much the casual audience, the ones that don't really know what Naughty Dog or Insomniac is. They don't really correlate those with PlayStation. The sticker will help kind of show that seal of approval, like PlayStation made this, it's going to be a quality product. Alongside that, they have like this kind of Marvel-ish kind of studios introduction that Xbox also has that's pretty similar as well, which is kind of funny. Turns out this thing actually came out like 5 years ago. It was, I remember seeing it before the Ratchet and Clank movie played in theaters. Yeah, it turns out that this is actually kind of like a similar logo in a way. I mean, the games they show on there are pretty much essentially the same games. But yeah, obviously the new logo, PlayStation Studios, looks really cool. And kind of getting preparing. I guess this news had to kind of come out before, they showed off PS5 games, because I imagine that will be in the intro of whenever they show off the PS5 launch titles and stuff. So really, it feels like now more than ever we're kind of ready for PlayStation to give the news on regarding their next generation console. It's looking like it might be early June, maybe late May, around that time frame. It seems like what's gonna be kind of adding up. There even is being news teased that tomorrow apparently Jeff Keighley has like a special event showcase. Honestly, I don't really know where to put the expectations on this one, but considering today he kind of revealed the Tony Hawk's, Pro Skater, and had like the interviews on with that, and he kind of hyped that one down. He's saying that tomorrow's event is actually one of the biggest ones in the summer to look out for, so that says quite a bit. I mean, to me, considering Ubisoft just announced that they're going in July, I can only really think of 3 opportunities here. It's either going to be Bethesda, which I highly doubt considering they canceled their E3 press conference and haven't really announced anything regarding, a future showcase. It could possibly be Warner Brothers. They are a partner of the show as well, for the Summer Game Fest. And then obviously PlayStation. So I think I think honestly it's either going to be Warner Brothers or PlayStation if Jeff Keighley's hyping it this much. If it is PlayStation, I wouldn't be surprised if it is just the PlayStation 5 kind of console out there, because the thing is, they're going to be manufacturing the PlayStation 5 pretty soon here. If anything, it's like, within days now, you feel like. I believe it's in May that they start these things, so Sony wouldn't want that to get leaked, kind of similar to why they revealed the DualSense when they did, so wouldn't be surprised to see that. But yeah, I guess that's it for the gaming news, just a ton of it, honestly, and tomorrow looks like we might even getting something really substantial, so I want to hear all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Exciting times, man, exciting times. There's just so much this summer that's to look forward to, with whether it's Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, now Iron Man VR, and then, of course, the news as it trickles out throughout the next few months as we get closer to the big next-gen launch. So, yeah, with that being said, I've been Online or Brandon. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, subscribe for more gaming news like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.